we've made improvement. Have we made as much improvement as I would like to make? No, not if we're going to be a special team. Not if we want to be a dominant team. We're not where we need to be. We've got to, we need to take another step in February, and then another step in March. One of our players said it best. I think it's true. He said we're trending in the right direction, but we're not peaking. Well, we got to start trending a little bit, a little bit more of a spike. We got to start trending a little bit more of an incline as opposed to just plateauing.
Hello and welcome into Tigers Roar. I'm Jonathan Poche, joined by my co-host Buddy Sanji here at Scoreboards on a Wednesday evening. We thank you for tuning in. We have a lot on today's episode. It is National Signing Day as we sit here February 5th, about 5:15 in the afternoon. Taping early, LSU Hoops will be on tonight. Nashville, Tennessee taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. LSU has back-to-back double-digit wins after Will Wade got on his team about doing the little things better, including playing defense, getting rebounds, and scouting assignments. You heard a little bit from him in the opening. I want to bring in my co-host, Buddy Sanji. Bud, man, good to see you.
Good to see you, JP. Hope everybody has their umbrella around. It has been a nasty day. Windshield wipers. Remember the guys can't see me when they score a touchdown, D-Bird and all those guys. But my windshield wipers had a little extra duty today. Be careful, folks. We're all out there. We hate rain. At least I hate rain. I get tired of it, but it is going to be dropping temperatures. And kind of an uneventful day with the football signing period. We'll talk to Mike Scarborough a little later today. He's been working so hard. He's pumping iron right now. And we'll get him in the 6'10", 6'15" range. LSU did pick up some recruits and lost a few. We'll talk a little bit about that. Will Wade and LSU, they're 8-0. Vandy's 0-8. 12-point favorite for the Tigers tonight. You want to take care of business tonight, and then you play at Auburn at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. I watched Auburn in Kentucky, and Kentucky had a lead in that game, and Auburn and that crowd and Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl is going to be running around like he's overdosing on cocaine, sugar, and everything else. He'll be so hyper Saturday morning. But this would be awesome if LSU takes care of business tonight and in Nashville, as you alluded to. And then, of course, plays Auburn. Auburn's 2 games back right now. Kentucky 2 games back. Tigers a game and a half ahead of both of those. Actually, game and a half ahead of Auburn, Kentucky tonight. We'll see what happens. LSU baseball getting close. Don't forget the opener is next Friday night, which also coincides with Valentine's night, February 14th. So baseball around the corner, and they've got a bunch of this. They've got some arms this year. Got a couple of lefties, but we'll get into that a little bit. And gymnastics. For the first time in 11 meets, the Lady Tigers got beat by the ladies from Alabama. So they've had some injuries and they had to get into their depth. But we'll listen and let you hear from Jay Clark, the associate head coach. And most people think the guy who will be the coach once D.D. Burrow decides to hang him up, which could be any year now. As long as she's doing a great job and healthy and still has the eye of the tiger, she probably will want to stay. So all of that, and we hope that all of you will get through these nasty days. Weekend is going to be much better. And has it hit you that after the Super Bowl, we really don't have any more meaningful games? Now, I know the XFL, for you wackos, it starts this weekend, right. Saturday. And there are a handful of LSU players that will be playing in the XFL. But no more meaningful football games until the spring game for LSU, which will be in April. And then, of course, later on as we start to get an exhibition late July. But lo and behold, has it hit you, or you made a seamless transition over to hoops?
Well, it never stops, obviously. Sports continues year-round. Football, though, only 215 some odd days till season, next 2020 season. So already looking forward to that around Baton Rouge. It's going to be a lot of excitement. Today is National Signing Day, as I mentioned earlier. Super Bowl happened this weekend. Super Bowl 54, Andy Reid and the Chiefs get a victory. Pat Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP, the youngest Super Bowl MVP to date. He's also won the league MVP last season. So Pat Mahomes, is he the best player in the NFL right now, Budman?
Well, I think Lamar Jackson probably had a better year this year, but obviously Pat Mahomes has been fantastic. And, you know, he didn't play his best the first 3 quarters. Now, he had the wherewithal to hang in there, and they took care of business. But Andy Reid, this big, rotund, lovable guy, everybody pulling for Andy Reid. JP, he and his wife will never, ever pull out his wallet again to pay for a drink or a food, a sausage, pulled pork, a barbecue, or whatever. This is big. Kansas City is kind of like a college town with their football. And here you see Mahomes on the option getting in. Did you hear about the prop bet? If you had Mahomes on the number of rushing yards, he was way ahead, and they laid on the ball and took a knee, and he actually lost 15 yards on his last 3 possessions and snaps, and they lost that prop bet if you had over the rushing yards. But Kansas City taking care of business. I thought Kyle Shanahan was almost, you could tell he was a rookie in this game. What are you doing saving 3 timeouts before halftime? Even John Lynch was shown.
Right.
Timeout.
Right.
Look, 30-something seconds go right before until a minute. They had 3 timeouts and really played conservative. I think San Francisco should have been much more aggressive in this game.
Kyle Shanahan, of course, was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons when they blew that 28-3 lead against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The 49ers had a 10-point lead. Pat Mahomes chipped away at it. Before the game started, there was a lot of talk about, was Jimmy Garoppolo able to put a team on his back and win the big game? He looked pretty sharp early, but when that pressure was on late in the game, he had 2 errant throws and also took a bad sack on 4th and 10. Got to be able to move out the pocket and make a play for your team in that situation. Look, the 49ers, they're a fantastic team, top to bottom, maybe more talented than the Chiefs, but the Chiefs just put it together at the right time. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, was the defensive, or the team MVP, I should say, for the Chiefs this season. That was well-deserved. You saw him getting on his teammates late in this game, saying in a post-game press conference that, you know, what the 49ers were doing, there was a lot of reverses and show, but it was pretty simple once you peel all that back. He wanted his team to know their assignments, really held everyone accountable, and that's what an outstanding leader does.
Yeah, Honey Badger has always been a very vocal leader. Of course, we've had a lot of fun talking about him and through the years, and it's a great story. It's a comeback story. But they had their parade today in Kansas City, and as you alluded to, Honey Badger being their MVP. Look, from a statistical standpoint, we know that Mahomes and others mean more. I think you hit the nail on the head there, JP. He's a guy that has been in the league. He's played in big games. Obviously, he didn't get the ring on that ill-fated night on January 9th when they laid an egg against Alabama. But lo and behold, he did get him the Super Bowl ring. You know, and he picks and chooses his places. He's not going to be incredibly physical on every play. There's a couple times a fullback and that big wide receiver, he didn't want any part of him. But he's a talker, and he communicates. And I think they felt like he was a missing piece to the defense.
Tyrann Mathieu is an outstanding story of coming back after missteps, after mistakes, and really get into the grind, get into yourself, get out of your head, and do the work that needs to be done to come back. And that is a comeback story for the ages. Now a Super Bowl champion after being dismissed from his college team, LSU. The league loves him. He's a great ambassador for LSU. Really gives a lot of credit to that school and that organization for letting him find himself while he was here. And LSU put out a fantastic little story on Twitter. I want to let you guys see it right here on Tigers Roar. Here is Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, his transition from high school to LSU, and now Super Bowl champion. Here it is on Tigers Roar.
So I was 5 when I scored my first touchdown. National championship. Definitely want to win the Heisman Award. You know, I want to win the Thor. You know, I want to be the MVP of the SEC.
A school that I really feel like helped me find myself, helped me define myself, really gave me the platform to to showcase my talents in front of the world.
Honey Badger's been referred to by the Guinness Book of World Records as the most fearless animal in all the animal kingdom.
He was like, this is the most badass animal I've ever seen.
You know, but when I got the ball in my hand, I just try to shift the momentum of the game.
LSU has dismissed Heisman Trophy finalist Tyrann Mathieu from its...
LSU kicked Mathieu off its team last week.
Getting kicked out of school, that was a realization for me. But I didn't want to be the same person that I was. You know, like I felt like that life I was living, like it wasn't sustainable. I don't think that, you know, I'll be where I'm at today, you know, without the help of, you know, guys like Patrick Peterson.
The Petersons gave him a home, stability, and a second chance.
69th pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Tyrann Mathieu, defensive back, LSU.
And there it is. The wait is over for Tyrann Mathieu.
I guess it's cliche, but you know, those were tears of joy.
I'm going to have a lot of fun, man.
Guys kind of bet on themselves. That's kind of the feel that I get here.
He is going to Kansas City. The Honey Badger has another new home. And
how much better will Kansas City's defense be now?
I think we'll be a lot better. I think the Chiefs are coming.
Here's Tyrann Mathieu. He is pummeled. Mathieu actually broke it up to the end zone, knocked away. Tyrann Mathieu comes intercepted by Tyrann Mathieu. Big time interception.
We knew what kind of team we was, dog. All we had to do was believe in each other and play for each other. That's what we need today. We need energy. We need oneness, dog. Hey, champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tyrann Mathieu, he's in coverage, and Tyrann Mathieu on the stop. He's got one-on-one.
You know, for me, man, you know, we've been preaching all year, man, that to kind of take control of our moment, right? Our opportunity. I feel like we let those guys kind of, you know, get back in it, and you know. But I was proud of our defense, the way we responded, man, coming out there, you know, 2 drives in a row and stopping those guys.
Twitter put out for Tyrann Mathieu. Saw Les Miles tweeted out to Tyrann and asked him, what's a better nickname, the landlord that he has now in Kansas City or the Honey Badger? Soon we're going to call him the Honey Lord.
Glad to see Les is still around. A lot of people were waiting to hear from him when LSU won the national championship. But hey, let's not kick Les on a Wednesday night. By the way, I have said this joke for many, many years, but Tyrann Mathieu is without a doubt the best stripper that I never had to pay for to see, because his ball skills, and we were in Dallas when they played Oregon, and that was just phenomenal to see him take over that game. Just uncanny ability with hand-eye coordination and all those plays, and it's so sad that he got kicked out. He gave credit to Patrick Peterson and his daddy, but that Peterson family took him in. And as you know, coming from his neck of the woods in New Orleans, he had a lot of guys that didn't make it and got killed and were in prison and all the other problems. And what a great, great story. And it's a great story for all you kids out there that if you screw up, okay, be accountable for it. But once again, understand that every day, it's a day-to-day thing. You got to do the right thing every day.
That's right.
And glad to see he fixed his problems, and now what a great story for this guy. He's still, he doesn't look like it. If you see him at the airport, he's the shortest guy on that defense.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what Tyrann really is as far as height goes, but he's bulked up now. He's over 200 pounds, but a great story for Kansas City and Andy Reid, and great story for the Honey Badger. And I think he'll always be the Honey Badger here in Baton Rouge, don't you?
And you all know the story behind number 7. Started with Patrick Peterson. Tyrann Mathieu asked Coach Miles if he could have that number to honor Pat P, because he wanted to be like him, wanted to live his life like Patrick Peterson. And Marty Smith did a great little feature piece for ESPN on the number 7. Asked DJ Chark, asked Leonard Fournette, who was the best number 7 in the club, and they all said the Honey Badger. I mean, he was an outstanding. You have to watch that LSU tape if you haven't watched it in a while, because it's unbelievable the things he was able to do on a football field, both on defense and in the return game.
Well, I got to ask you, and I know, we talk baskets, we talk bases, we talk Gymnastics, obviously, we talk a lot of heavy dose of football. Who do you think deserves to wear 7 for LSU in 2020?
Chase. Jamar Chase. Give out number 1. Give it to Kayshon Boutte. He's going to be a playmaker for sure. Biletnikoff winner. Who do you think, Bud, man?
I think they're going to give it to Derek Stingley, and I think they're going to give Jacoby Stevens 18. And of course, I got a buddy of mine who hates that tradition and always thinks that there's superstition there. But Stevens is going to play some linebacker, and Coach O, just a little while ago, as he addressed the signees, did intimate and admit that Bo Pelini's probably going to be going to more 4-3. So we'll see what Jacoby's role will be. But look, Chase, I'm with you, man. You know, Chase has been my favorite receiver for a couple of years. But I think I saw something on Twitter, and it was kind of a hint that Stingley might be 7, and Chase said, well deserved. It sounded like Chase may have been asked if he mattered. Look, either one, Chase or Stingley, you can't go wrong. Right. The only faux pas they had was that young man from Texas Tech who just didn't, materialize. And for that, poor Jonathan Giles will never be forgotten. But we'll see. It's going to be hard. And I thought Jacques did a great job on the show yesterday, and it makes a lot of sense, JP. We kind of talked about it on a weekly basis. Everything that had to happen for LSU to ascend to number 1 and go undefeated and win the SEC championship and win the semifinal against Oklahoma and then the national championship, and it was everything that had to happen fell into place.
That's right. Take
the Alabama game. Tua is running maybe for first down, and inexplicably the ball.
Whoops.
And Ray Thornton, a guy that doesn't play that much, recovers it. So enjoy last year, but let's remember it's going to be very tough to duplicate it. I just feel sorry for the quarterback who has to try to live into the shoes of what Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's shoes, I don't know what shoe he wears, but it's about 26 on the legendary stats that he left for this next guy. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about that, but it's never too soon, too early, or too late for me to talk LSU football. And Will Wade, the baskets are gone, and of course Coach Mainieri fired up about the pitch and the 14th season at LSU. It goes by quick.
No kidding. LSU hoops tonight against Vanderbilt in Nashville. That tips off at 8 o'clock. You're watching Tigers Roar. We have a lot more here on this episode. Don't go anywhere. Before we take our first break, I want to tell you guys about Scoreboards. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. The seafood is back. Boiled crawfish, they are outstanding. Nice and spicy with corn, potatoes, that garlic if you like it. Of course, you know I do. Come and get you some crawfish here at Scoreboards. Each and every Wednesday we shoot Tigers Roar here, but there's something always good going on. Roger Kadar shoots on Tuesday. Of course, you have the overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks, also on a Wednesday night. So there's always people around, great atmosphere, great place to bring your family. Come on by and try Scoreboards. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. If you haven't done so already, you are definitely missing out. And come back and join us right here on Tigers Roar after this break.
Remember what these trips were like before you put the screens in the back seats?
I don't want to think about it.
Are we there yet? I'm hungry. Where are we?
Go, go, go.
That game should keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah.
Dad.
Oh, in your face.
Don't make me get back there.
You don't need a new car to have new technology. Mike's Audio, conveniently located on Airline Highway near the corner of Bluebonnet.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community.
So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center.
Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach? Mm-hmm. Told you.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
LSU Hoops tonight taking on Vanderbilt in Nashville. The Tigers have won 10 in a row, including back-to-back double-digit wins after Coach Will Wade got on his team about the little things. Got to play defense better. Got to have your scouting matchup down right. You got to know what parts of the floor you're going to get your shot, and you have to execute those shots. Just the little things that can make big things in the end. Coach Will Wade also talked about getting into routines. That has absolutely helped Marlon Taylor this season. Getting into Coach Will Wade's routine, not his own routine. But, you know, kind of took it from the Patriots. You know, when you come here, you conform to us. We don't conform to you. And I think Coach Will Wade's message is finally starting to get through to his team and getting really a good thing rolling this point in the season.
Got to finish games. And you know, everybody that knows Vegas with the lines and LSU football, I don't remember if they were 13-2 or 14-1, but if you played LSU every week in football, you won a ton of money. Well-deserved. Enjoy it. But basketball, and I think they were up. Yeah, they were up 20 against Ole Miss at halftime. I'm not sure if the line was 10 or 11. It was one of those two. And they had some 10-point leads against Florida and others, and they blow these games and don't cover. But ever since Marlon Taylor came back, he's been a big part of it. He still can jump out of the gym. He's been shooting the three ball a little bit better. Vandy, by the way, shoots 46% of the time three balls, so you'll see Vandy shooting a lot of three balls tonight. Weird place to play. Jerry Stackhouse, I think he's going to be known as a much better player than a coach. They're 0 in the league, 0-8. LSU's 8-0, and you'll see that game tonight. But I like their chances to take care of business, but got to finish the last 3 or 4 minutes. Smart's been playing better. Darius Day's got to stay out of foul trouble. And obviously, Trendon Watford is a guy who's playing well beyond his freshman classification.
Javonte Smart led the team with 37 minutes played against the Rebels. He had 21 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. He's been a pretty good leader for that team since losing Trey Waters last year. Didn't really realize how great of a player that kid was until he was no longer on the court. And the stuff he was able to do, both offensively and defensively, was outstanding for the Tigers. And I had to pick up that slack somewhere. Javonte Smart has done a great job. You mentioned Trendon Watford, 31 minutes for him, 13 points, 9 rebounds, so just missed a double-double. Also had 2 assists and a block and a steal. So he's really filling up the stat sheet. Tigers hope to get a lot more out of that freshman.
You saw Jackie Maravich in there. She received a plaque. Of course, they were celebrating 50 years on January 31st for when Pistol Pete broke the scoring record of Oscar Robertson. And as we said last year, that record will stand in an infinity of time because these kids now don't stay.
That's right.
2, 3, more than a year or 2 for the most part. But
That's right.
The pistol was special. Great to see a lot of those former players that were out there. Had about 70 former players out there last weekend.
That's right. It was alumni night last weekend. It's pretty cool that you have Pete Maravich and Joe Burrow. Pete Maravich has the career NCAA scoring title. Joe Burrow, season scoring title. Hey, LSU is looking bright right now.
Well, the 60 touchdown passes, I think we could live another 100 years and never see that again for LSU football. But Will Wade, one thing about it now, he did have get something for the first time last weekend that he hadn't had all year long. You know what that was?
What's that?
A technical foul.
Oh, that's
and
right.
So whenever you see the coach getting a technical and they're up double digits, you know he's trying to send a message. And Henry Hayes, my basketball guru and pundit, says, look, Will Wade uses the media to talk to his team just like Nick Saban does.
Yeah.
So we'll give you a little a tidbit or 2 from Coach Wade with the media this week.
And here is Coach Will Wade this Monday. I know LSU Hoops plays today. Doesn't just talk about the Vanderbilt matchup, but where his team is this season. He believes they're trending in the right direction, but needs to go a little faster, spike up a little higher. Here is head coach for the LSU Tiger basketball team, Coach Will Wade, here on Tigers Roar.
Well, coming off the Mississippi game, second half we should have been quite a bit better. We went and studied that this morning as a team and saw some areas where we need to certainly improve. So getting ready to head to Vanderbilt, need to have a good couple days of preparation. You know, they shoot a ton of threes. Like 46% of their shots in league are almost 46% of their shots in league are threes. They also draw a lot of fouls. They draw the 3rd most fouls in the league. So they're similar to Alabama in the sense that they shoot a lot of threes and they're able to get to the foul line and draw a lot of fouls. They also don't foul very much on defense. So that they got some good qualities. You got to be able to win the free throw line against them. You got to be able to contest their threes. And contest their threes while also guarding them without fouling them. The freshman Dessou is really playing well, number 1, and then Saban Lee is somebody who's their leading scorer. We've played against him for a couple of years. He does a great job getting downhill and getting in the paint. Pippen's playing well and is a good shooter for him. Maxwell Evans and the big kid 50 down low affects a lot of shots. They got Jordan Wright, who's from Baton Rouge, comes off the bench for him. Is really taking on an increased role and playing better. So, they're playing hard. They played really well at Kentucky earlier in or middle of last week in the midweek game. They led Kentucky for a majority of the game till about the last 8 minutes, and so they're playing well, and we need to have a good couple days of preparation and go in there with a good game plan and be sharp and play a complete 40 minutes.
Just what have you seen from Jerry since taking over the program? What are your thoughts on him as a coach?
Well, I think Coach Stackhouse has done a very, very good job. I mean, first thing that jumps out is they play really, 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 really hard. They're very, very scrappy. They play hard. I think their effort level has been extremely consistent all year long. Now they're obviously down Naismith right now, who's, they're down a first-round draft pick, so that makes things a little bit more challenging. But I would say just looking at them, and I thought Coach Drew did a great job the year before. I thought those guys were consistent and played hard. But I think they play with an edge to them. They're aggressive. You can see his NBA background. They ice or push some side ball screens, and they ice to trap, which is something that a lot of the NBA teams do. He's got hundreds of sets, it seems like. They're very, very good out of timeouts. He'll change his defenses out of timeouts. He's always got some good sets to get, whoever's hot in isolation or whoever's hot open, and get it to him in a sweet spot. So, I think they've done a great job. They were 8-4 in the non-conference, or 8-5, I guess, when you count in the game with they played one of those American teams. SMU, right, Billy? No.
Yes.
Yeah, they played SMU. You're supposed to know that. Damn. I think they did well in the non-conference when they had Naismith, and then obviously it's been some tough sledding in league. But like I said, the best, their effort level's been great, and they're going to win. I hope it's not against us on Wednesday, but they're gonna win some games. I don't think they'll just win one. I think they'll win more than one, because their effort level's consistent. What they do is good, and there's going to be nights where they make a bunch of threes. At one point they were almost 50% against Kentucky from three, and when they make those threes, when you shoot it as frequently as they do and get the free points at the free throw line, they're very, 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 very good. I tell you another area they're good at is we're going to be a lot better with our free throw checkouts. They seem to get 1 or 2 offensive rebounds off missed free throws a game. That to me is just effort and want to, and it shows their attention to detail and how well that he has them prepared every game.
Hey, Coach, a week ago you were pretty adamant about there were some things your team was doing that you were tired of. You had 2 wins since then. Did they improve on the things that you were?
Yeah, we're better. Oh shoot, we were better, but we still got a lot of areas we need to get better, and we got to have a lot more consistent focus with what we're doing, a lot more consistency with our attention to detail, especially as it relates to defense and some of our scouting assignments and some of the little things that goes there. I think we need to have great energy and effort. I thought we got to be able to sustain that better. I thought we did that to start the game against Mississippi, but we weren't able to sustain that. And so, those are areas that are going to come back to bite us moving ahead here. And so, we've made improvement. Have we made as much improvement as I would like to make? No, not if we're going to be a special team. Not if we want to be a dominant team. We're not where we need to be. We've got to, we need to take another step in February, and then another step in March. One of our players said it best. I think it's true. He said we're trending in the right direction, but we're not peaking. Well, we got to start trending a little bit more of a spike. We got to start trending a little bit more of an incline as opposed to just plateauing.
Considering where your team is and how tough they've had it the last couple of years, how much do you have to tell the players to guard against, especially on the road?
We won't talk about any of that. We'll talk about ourselves, and we do the same preparation every game. I think I went over it the other day in here. It's a 3-day season. Every game's a 3-day season, and so we'll prepare the same way. We watched the same film this morning. We did the same individual workouts this morning. We'll do the same film this afternoon, same practice, same routine, same everything. And so we just stick to our routine and focus on ourselves, and we'll go take it from there. But we have our own routine, we have our own way of doing things, and you just focus in on that and narrow in on that, and then we'll go play the game.
That leads perfectly into the question I wanted to ask you.
You and Sheldon consult each other before?
Tag teamed on that one. When did routine become such an emphasis for you personally as a coach?
Oh, I don't know. That's just, I'm a linear thinker, so it's just, they always laugh, the staff, about it. They're like an airline pilot. You check all the stuff off before the game because I guess y'all have seen that play card I have in my back pocket. Everything's handwritten out, and they all make fun. I could type it out, or it could be typed, but I like to write it. I draw the same plays out every week, so I know every game, so I know exactly. Just I don't know. It's just the way I'm wired, and I think routine. I think it helps your players. It's the same just about every day. We change it. It's not like we do everything the same every day, but the basic structure is the same. And I think with familiarity, people get comfortable, and when they're comfortable, it puts them in a better position to perform well and to perform at their best. At the end of the day, it's all about getting the best out of your guys, and I think routine helps with that because, if we didn't have a routine, a lot of our, if we let our guys, I say this to them, I got this from the Patriots, it's true, when you come here, you become us, we don't become you. So like if we became you, we'd kind of be sloppy and kind of do things when we wanted to do it, and no, you're going to do how we want it done. And I'm not saying our method's the best, but it's worked pretty well over a long period of time. And so, we're going to kind of do it, and you put it in the structure, and guys can hopefully have success.
Are there a couple players who have maybe adopted more routine into their habits?
I tell you one thing. I know y'all are all excited about Marlon. Marlon's playing well because he's finally gotten into the right routine. My routine. And it's a sometimes it's a battle every day with him. But he's learning how to focus better. He's learning how to have a routine, and and it's natural. He's playing well, so now he wants the routine to change. No. You got to double and triple down on what you're doing, and so that's been frustrating. I love Marlon, and our relationship's grown quite a bit, but sometimes it's frustrating with him because he won't buy in. I hate the word buy in, but he doesn't strictly adhere to what the routine is all the time, and he's done that so much better. It still could be even better than it is, but he's done that so much better, and it's given him a chance to have success. And I tell our guys all the time, just because you do everything like we want it done, it doesn't, that's the tough part. You got to get people to do all that, and it doesn't guarantee you success. There's no guarantee of success, but I can pretty sure guarantee that you won't have success if you don't do it that way, or you won't have consistent success. You may be able to have success every 3 or 4 games or 5 or 6 games, but you can't have success 4 out of 5 games or 5 out of 6 games. So I think routines helped him a lot. I think routines helped Trendon Watford a lot. I think he's gotten in a routine, and I think it's really helped him. And just since we've been here, I think it's helped Skyler a lot. I think you could go down the list of guys. I think it's helped them, and hopefully, it's basketball that we're talking about now, but you got to have routine in life, and you got to have discipline. We call it routine. That's just a nice word for self-discipline, and you got to have that self-discipline, and it's important. It's important for our guys, and hopefully that's something that they can carry on. Once they leave here, that's a skill that they've learned and a skill that we've given them.
LSU taking on Vanderbilt Commodores in Nashville at the Memorial Gymnasium. Coach Will Wade talking about Jerry Stackhouse, the former longtime NBA player, the new head coach of the Commodores, said he's doing a good job. He says the team definitely makes a lot of adjustments on the fly, has good sets coming out of timeouts, has multiple sets during the game, both offensively and defensively. A lot of things that the NBA teams are running these days, isolation plays for bad cuts, etc. This team is trying to implement, but you mentioned the record, 0-8 in SEC, LSU 8-0, 10 in a row in the win column. Will Wade's Tigers should take care of business tonight.
Well, Vandy shoots a lot of threes. About 46% of their shots are 3 balls. And I don't think tonight's game is going to be quite as exciting as that Super Bowl halftime show. With a lot of controversy, JP, and a lot of people think it's beautiful, and oh my God, did you see how creative that was? And then other people going like, what am I doing with my 5.5-year-old grandkid watching this cameraman go crazy? But it is all about entertainment and ratings, and of course we're kind of talking about a variety of topics tonight. We've got some gymnastics for you. That's an outstanding event to take the family to. We know that baseball is around the corner. We know that we let you hear from Coach Maneri last week. Will Wade at LSU, the one thing that does bother me about LSU basketball with Will Wade is he going to get the kind of support that he wants? Now, you got to understand, he sees LSU go 15-0 and everybody's still talking football.
Right.
And here it is in the month of February. You don't have to go much further to get into March Madness.
That's right.
And people still talking about that incredible football season, hoping that they have a hard sellout for Kentucky, which is, of course, 13 nights away. Doing a great job. You realize at 16-2, and then this year at 8-0, they've won 24 of their last 26 in SEC baskets. And so I just hope that the attendance can get kicked up a notch, and people can give Will Wade and his team the love, because I'll be honest with you, when I saw them early this year, and then you see them now, I don't know too many people that thought they'd win the league or have a chance to win the league or would be winning the league by 2 games. As you get tonight, of course, they'll make the 50% mark, 18 league games, and tonight's number 9. So I just hope that Will Wade can get some love at Baton Rouge, because he's a heck of a coach.
That's right. LSU ranked 18 in the coach and AP poll this week. Take on the Commodores in Nashville tonight. Next up, a big test. Bruce Pearl and those Auburn Tigers come to Baton Rouge, currently ranked number 11. They play good defense, and they also shoot a lot of 3 balls. So this might be a good practice, a good warm-up, tune-up for the Auburn Tigers this Saturday early in the morning at the Pete Maravich Center.
Well, no, that's on the road, 11 a.m. At Auburn, and so that will be a tough game.
That's right.
Listen, they're home, and this is another thing that I think is bothering Will Wade. Let's be honest. When you're playing at your arena, at your football stadium, at your baseball stadium, you want to have that home court, that home field advantage. And when you see this Auburn crowd, man, everything color coordinated, they will be going crazy. And I guarantee you, Bruce Pearl's going to have a couple of veins popping out of his neck, as we know he gets spicy. But ever since they changed the student seating arrangement, the Pete Maravich Assembly Center has not been as loud and crazy. But if you keep winning, hopefully they will fill up some of those seats. So we'll see. But take care of business tonight. Charles Manning, by the way, expected to come back in the next week or so. They want to get him back a game before Kentucky. And that will give them another guy, a 6'5" swing guy that can come off the bench.
You're absolutely right, Bud, man. On the road in Nashville, they go on the road to Alabama, face Auburn. Then they're home to face Missouri, go back on the road to Alabama, face the Crimson Tide. Then it's that big matchup against Kentucky in Baton Rouge. That's Tuesday, February 18th at 8 p.m. There you see what's coming up for the Tigers in the immediate future. 8 p.m. tonight, the tip-off between the Commodores and the Tigers. I look forward to Coach Will Wade. Really, in the middle of this SEC schedule, you mentioned the halfway point. It's crazy to think. All I've been concentrating on this whole time since you said halftime Super Bowl is J-Lo is 50 years old doing that on stage. She looked fantastic. Can't take anything away from her. Shakira also, mid-40s?
Yeah, 43.
They did their thing. Very athletic what they were doing. Obviously, the poll got brought out. I don't know what you should do if you have young kids watching the game at that point. Maybe send them to play, get a snack at halftime or something. But, I mean, as these halftime shows evolve, I mean, yeah, it is entertainment. You want to keep people entertained. And J-Lo is a worldwide act. And Miami is definitely a melting pot of a lot of different cultures. And Shakira, a Colombian, and I think Lebanese maybe is her background. And she gave a little tribute with the tongue thing sticking out. I read the name on Twitter a bunch of times what the little motion was, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Well, look, we all know that these things, you had the World War malfunction a few years back, and then you had some guy, a rapper, look like he was wrapped in aluminum foil trying to keep up with them. But hey, most of the people I know were Kansas City fans and happy that the Kansas City Chiefs, with all that influx of Tigers. Now, 3 guys didn't play. Darrell Williams was on IR, Spencer Ware on IR, and Mo Claiborne was inactive for the game. But look, man, how about that year for the Honey Badger? He was down on the field when LSU beat Clemson on that night. He was there, but he wasn't doing anything stupid like Odell Beckham Jr., who, by the way, we hear, can you believe this? Odell is embarrassed because he acted, well, if you saw all of that shaking at the Super Bowl, that's what Odell acted like. He acted like an A.
It is National Signing Day here on Tigers Roar. We'll talk to Mike Scarborough in just a little bit. Got to take another quick break. We'll talk some LSU gymnastics. Don't go anywhere. This is Tigers Roar.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows, it's an honor to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Remember the smell of vinyl? What happened to all your old records? Lost in a move? Thrown out by the ex? Get them back. Classic Vinyl's Record Store and Collectibles, 13847 Coursey, where you can find all old vinyl, all genres of music, rock, country, blues, and R&B. Classic Vinyls and Collectibles behind Mary Lee Donuts and Coursey. If they don't have it, they'll get it. Look for them on Facebook. Classic Vinyls, sponsors of Classic Vinyls, Classic Rock Night Thursdays at Scoreboards on Coursey.
I'll leave for a little while, and all you other letters think you can take over my town. Look at you. None of you's even involved. If the people want the money they deserve for their accident,
The E-Guarantee.
and as for you other letters, it's time you were erased.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
I've seen a lot of things during my life, more bad things than good. I've lived in a lot of places, but never a home. I don't think anybody cares about me anymore. And now, I'm tired. Signed, Brian, age 11.
Abused and neglected children in East Baton Rouge Parish are in dire need of CASA volunteers. Please call 379-8598 today. Change a life of hurt into a life of hope.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
LSU Gymnastics now 3-2, 2-2 in the SEC after dropping back-to-back meets for the first time in a long time. Coach Dita Bro, you know, gets a lot of credit. There is a new superstar on LSU campus in a leotard. Her name is Kaya Johnson, freshman all-around gymnast. She's already racked up a number of awards, adding this one this week, Freshman of the Week in the SEC.
has already been the SEC Gymnast of the Week, and she also just recently got her first 10. They are in a little bit of a reload, rebuilding, because they've got a bunch of injuries, but check out this next superstar, Sarah Finnegan, and all the clutch ones. She's going to be right up there when she finishes her eligibility at LSU.
That's right. Here is freshman all-around gymnast Kaya Johnson right here on Tigers Roar.
I just tried to stay positive throughout the whole meet, because it's obviously hard to start not great on the first event. So I just tried to stay positive. I did have a little wobble, mishap on beam, but then I tried to finish strong on floor.
Where does this team-wide positivity come? Coach says he tells you guys all the time. He knows, you guys know what you have, and it seems like you guys know even when you, lose.
Yeah. I mean, I say this all the time. The mistakes we see at the meets, we don't see them at all, ever in the gym. So I guess just knowing that that's not our normal. Everybody can hit under pressure in inter squads and stuff. We just get the positive mindset from that and not focusing on just the meets.
Is that tough for you as a freshman coming in, still getting acclimated to everything, and you want to be at your very best, but still, being acclimated and not being your own worst critic?
Yeah. Obviously, it is hard for all of us freshmen, just the seasons in the past that LSU has had, their gymnastics team, but the upperclassmen keep encouraging us, saying we have to go through some hard times to, get the good, great ending.
Where do you see yourself in all this in the leadership perspective? There's a lot of upperclassmen for you guys to look at, but you are a big freshman group, and you're, of course, one of the highlighted of the entire team. Just what do you do mid-meet to help keep the team's energy up?
I just try to stay positive, go up to everybody that's competing, you got this, do you, don't do anything different. Just our mindset of doing us and not focusing on the other team, the scores, injuries that we can't control, helps us as a whole.
But you seem legitimately, I think it's just you being the intense competitor. You're legitimately upset when you don't see a 10 up there every time, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
I mean, could you just speak to that competitive spirit that really just drives you on every single aspect of your game, your athleticism?
I mean, obviously, ever since I was little, I've just, wanted to be the best, and for gymnastics, a 10 is the best, so I just go out there every week and try to do my best, and when I don't, I don't know.
Coach Clark said that you and Kai are kind of similar physically, what you're able to do. What do you see in her ability in any routine in comparison to your own?
Yeah. We have the same, skills, and honestly, on every event. I mean, it's just the same watching me and her at the same time, so I just can't wait for her to compete all four with me.
You got adjusted yet to stepping out in front of 12,000 people?
No. Every time I run out there and there's that many people, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people looking, but I mean, it's really fun.
What do you think it's going to take to get a complete meet put together?
I just think our confidence. We've had injuries this last week, and I think even though we knew we had depth and backup, our confidence was shaken just a little bit at the beginning of the week, knowing Eddie can't compete, Kennedy can't compete. So I think if we all come together, no matter who's competing, who's in the lineup, and we just have confidence in every single person, I think we'll be able to put a complete meet together.
What does that do for you guys from a morale standpoint to see the ones that are battling injuries go out there and compete, give it all they've got?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we've been in that position a couple of times this season, and it just shows the fight in every single person, which is a really positive thing, because we just know that everyone wants the best for this team.
It's Black History Month, and you as a black woman, how have you seen that grow in gymnastics, these last few years, especially with people like Simone Biles?
Right. I think it's just gymnastics is a positive thing in that aspect, just because young girls can look up to people like Simone Biles, you said. So I think it's just been a positive kind of motivational thing for young girls and kids to look up to.
I know you're kind of young, but have you seen a kind of growth in black girls in gymnastics?
Yes. even because my younger sister does gymnastics also, and so for like when I was young compared to what she does now, like there wasn't that many. You know what I mean? Like when you look around in a meet, there wasn't that many. So just like the number of girls, I guess, has changed.
What's the collaboration on the floor routine like?
So sometimes you can pick your music, or ACK, the volunteer assistant, will like choose your music for you, and then you go into the gym, and over a couple of days she teaches you it, and then just try to perfect it from there.
So it's different sometimes. Sometimes you love it, sometimes not so much.
Well, I mean, I feel like at the beginning of every floor routine, like learning the floor routine, like in your mind, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. But then after you like learn it, you get comfortable with it. I think everyone always ends up loving their floor routine.
Have they ever picked a song and someone has just been adamant about not because it's so bad?
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Did you choose your music, or did she?
No, she sent me that music. I honestly didn't even know that it was an actual song, like Billie Eilish or whatever. I had no idea, but yeah, she sent it to me.
Did you have a song in mind before that?
I did not.
Really?
She was asking me for like months in advance, and I was just like, I don't know. So she just picked it for me.
Of the 4 events, is that the one that kind of gets the most excitement because you're in the center and all eyes are on you at that point, right?
Yeah, I think that's the most exciting, especially in the PMAC, just with all the fans behind you, and like after you land a pass, it's literally like I can't even hear my music. That's how loud it is. So yeah, that one is probably the most exciting.
Will they allow you to change your music as the year goes on?
Like this season?
Yeah.
No.
Just stay the same song?
Yeah.
Okay.
You keep the same routine, and then next season you can like change it.
All-around gymnast Kaya Johnson for the LSU Tigers gymnastics team. The Tigers have dropped back-to-back SEC meets, moving them to 2-2 in the league. Moving forward for the Tigers, they go to Corvallis, face Oregon State, who's currently ranked 22nd in the nation. Then it's back home against Kentucky of the SEC. So a lot to look forward to for LSU gymnastics.
Got to peak at the right time, got to get some ladies back healthy, but this Kaya Johnson is very clutch, very, very consistent.
Yeah.
And a lot of skill with her and a lot of the other Lady Tigers. But Sarah Edwards had a serious ankle injury. Got to have a couple, 3 weeks before she gets back. So we'll keep you up to date on LSU gymnastics. It goes by so fast. I mean, these weekly seasons. And you know, Tigers were ranked 6th last week, and of course had a tough score, so they've dropped down a little bit. But still want to see them peak at the right time when they get all the ladies back healthy.
As we tape here at Scoreboards 10655 Coursey Boulevard, it is Wednesday, February 5th. That's National Signing Day for all the recruits out there going to their next step, their college destination to play their next level of football. We want to talk to Mike Scarborough from TigerBait.com right here on Tigers Roar. We come back from this break. Don't go anywhere.
Taste the feeling.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi folks, Clarence Buggs here. Coach Roger Cador would take the time to tell you how to catch our brand new show, The Roger Cador Show, but as you can see, he's kind of busy right now out at Scoreboards, Baton Rouge's newest sports grill with food that is absolutely amazing. Catch the show 8 o'clock Tuesday nights, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays, and on Pelican Television's YouTube channel as well. You want to come out and have a great time. It's awesome, isn't it, Coach?
Mm-hmm.
Told you.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bug Man, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bug Man today, 923-BUGS.
And we welcome you back on a Wednesday night. Stay dry, folks. Of course, we are now joined by Mike Scarborough with TigerBait.com. We've leaned on him and relied on him a lot this year.
Definitely.
You know, JP and Mike, it's a little different ever since you went to the early signing period. I think it's a great rule and an opportunity, Mike. We've seen these classes 18, 19, or 20, and then you come in and this is the second signing period. Kind of miss all the people that we used to see at the Bash, Mike, but this is a little bit easier of a day. We've got some incredible potential scoop for you, but before we get to that, Mike, let's talk about the skins that were put up by Coach Orgeron and his staff earlier today with the additional 3 players, a wide receiver, a running back, and, of course, a DB.
Yeah, well, Alex Adams, you know, one of the top 10 players in the state of Mississippi, has a slew of receiving yards, almost 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's done it all for his team, South Pike High School. And, you know, it was a great pickup for LSU when they got him. Mike Leach had hoped to get on top of him as soon as he got to Mississippi State, but the official visit to LSU sealed it for Ed Orgeron, and a real nice addition. You're talking about, you know, 6'1", 190-pounder that can fly.
He can run away from people. We're showing film right now, Alex Adams. And Mike, real quick, why the second signing period and not the first one? Was academics a question?
Well, I think it was one of those deals where he's one of those types of kids, a lot like McLaughlin, who we'll talk about, where it benefited him to see where the dust settled, and then their stock got to rise. Bradford the same way. You know, these are three kids that maybe didn't like their offers at the time, and then when the dust settled and everybody, you know, took stock of what they ended up with, you know, McLaughlin got an additional star ranking on his, to his 3-star ranking, became a 4 after his performance in the All-American game. And then Bradford had LSU come in and push. Florida and Texas came in and pushed. So I think that's really a result of everybody seeing what was left after December 18th, and then those guys becoming hot commodities.
We're watching tape of Dwight McLaughlin now. He did play some wide receiver at the high school level. Mike, excellent ball skills, 6'2", 175, 180, going to be 190 at some point. Can play corner, can play nickel, and could play special teams. And everybody was saying, what about this guy? Why is LSU taking him? And then, as you alluded to in that All-Star game, had 2 picks, 1 a pick 6.
Yep, defensive MVP of that All-American game, which is typically, of all the All-Star games, your better one as far as players that get chosen on the rosters. And so that was a pretty nice pickup for LSU after, you know, losing Major Burns in December. So, and then Trey Bradford, the running back, you're talking about a 10'4", 10'5", 100 meters guy. You know, averages about 9.2 yards per carry. Had 1,563 yards and 23 touchdowns. And he's another one who's right at 6 foot, 195, 200 pounds.
By the way, we're looking at some of the film. I know you talked to the coach, and the coach said, Mike, don't take this the wrong way, but it looks like he's jogging because he's so fast. He gets the leads on people. Once again, track speed. You see him right there. He's going to run away from people, 4.38 thereabouts. But what I like about him best, Mike, he catches the ball out the backfield. And I love the fact that LSU's new offense is implementing the pass-catching abilities of those running backs.
Yeah, doesn't he kind of look like Travis Etienne to you?
Yeah, he looks a lot like Travis Etienne, except I don't see any orange on him.
Yep.
So good pickup. Of course, Chris Curry, John Emery, and JP with Tyrion Davis-Price. Those are all 3 sophomores. Obviously, with Bradford coming in, and once again, we're looking at film here. He's just going to run away from people. Mike, he's I'm watching him stride, and for every 2 or 3 strides, he's you know, picking up 5 yards or so. So interesting. And LSU, who'd they beat on this kid? Didn't Texas really want him?
Yeah, Texas and Florida came in on late. You had, you know, other Texas schools, Oklahoma State. I mean, there was a lot of schools trying to get in on him. But, you know, talking to his coach, the kid really did not like the recruiting process. He's not a kid who's real active on social media. He went on that LSU visit. That was enough for him, and he was done.
All right, now, so we're just wrapping up our film over there. As we said, kid really can run, and JP running back by committee is something that, as we saw, now Clyde Edwards-Helaire, nobody thought he'd have the kind of numbers he had. Caught 50-plus balls this year. It's going to be interesting. All right, I'm going to ask you guys a quick question. Who's the starting running back against Texas San Antonio, first game in 2020?
I think it's a dual system, obviously, but I think Davis-Price gets a start.
Tyrion Davis-Price. Mike, who are you going with?
That could be. You know, we got John Emery getting LASIK surgery. Maybe that is a boost for him. But yeah, the guy that we're all not talking about, who gave LSU some, man, Chris Curry.
Yeah.
I mean, so all of a sudden LSU will have a nice stable of backs, and then this will be for 2021. The running backs that we've talked to that are on LSU's board are being told that they're looking to sign 2 for the class of 21. So that makes sense.
Chris Curry really improved his game. And by the way, Joe Burrow, when Clyde Edwards-Helaire had the hammy problem and didn't play a lot against Oklahoma in the Peach Bowl, Joe Burrow said, hey, I think Chris Curry deserves to start, and that's what they did. All right, Mike, McKinley Jackson, 9:30 this morning. He took a visit to Bama, then he took a visit to LSU. The last weekend he took a visit to Texas A&M. Jimbo was able to take him efficient and was able to reel him in. Talk about McKinley Jackson. It was LSU, Alabama, and A&M. We thought it'd be Bama. It was A&M. Talk about the reasons that you're hearing on why he decided to be an Aggie.
Yeah, I think in the end it's probably the fact that he can get on the field quicker at A&M than LSU or Alabama. But I don't know that placates the LSU staff or the Alabama staff. I thought he was going to be Alabama this morning. But that is a nice pickup for Jimbo Fisher. But, you know, having seen all those top defensive linemen live in person this past fall, you know, Jacoby and Guillory and McKinley Jackson, to me, are interchangeable. And, of course, Guillory signed with LSU in December. So you got Mason Smith on the board for next year. So I don't think that's going to be an issue.
All right, we're taping right now on Wednesday night, February the 5th, at about 6:25. You'll see it on the Pelican right after the Southern Overtime show. But, Mike, this has been a crazy thing. You and I have been talking throughout the day, so if you would, set up the scenario. Noontime, everybody's waiting to see. Of course, this high school had more commits to make their decision than just Jordan Burch, but if you could, lay out what happened with Jordan Burch and where we are at right now at this minute.
Well, Jordan Burch, of course, the Hammond School in Columbia, South Carolina, December 18th on ESPN, announced that he was committing to South Carolina. The day ends without him sending in his national letter of intent, and they just make it sound like it's just a formality that he'll do it on signing day with the rest of his team. All of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, he visits LSU unofficially. They had hoped to come into Baton Rouge without anybody knowing. They didn't even get out of Columbia before everybody knew they were coming. Last weekend, he was at South Carolina, went to the Gamecocks basketball game, had all that fanfare. Today, he's at his high school, another Facebook Live video, tables lined up. Will Muschamp's there, of course, because his son is going to be a preferred walk-on at the University of Georgia at quarterback. And just as soon as you tune in, as soon as I tune in, I saw Muschamp, and I'm like, there's no way Jordan Burch is going to flip to LSU with Will Muschamp sitting 2 tables down. And, you know, he made a kind of a vague statement about how I'm looking forward to playing with my teammates for the next 3 or 4 years. Video ends. You know, everybody just assumed that he was signed and sent it in. We find out about 3:30, 4 o'clock. No, he didn't sign. And we're right back where we started. And I think the longer this goes, the better it is for LSU.
Let's interject here that the mom would not let any interviews be done with herself or Jordan. And look, let's be honest. First of all, Mike, coaches normally cannot be there at these signing things because it's an advantage for that school. But seeing that Muschamp had his son there, he was able to get in on that loophole, right? Muschamp is a former.
No doubt. Look, I've been at combines and camps where Frank Wilson had a son participating in one, so that made it so he could go to a Rivals camp back when I was a part of the Rivals network. Same thing with Les Miles when his son was a fullback. He could have went to camp. He didn't go, but it would have been legal for him to go. Yeah. This is no different. So Muschamp was there, and but this is an interesting story. On one hand, I get it. On the other hand, I can imagine what Gamecock fans are feeling in Columbia, South Carolina. There are probably some upset folks, and you can imagine thinking back to what it was like being an LSU fan in the 90s and trying to break through and get a kid like that and get them to stay home. It's got to be gut-wrenching for those folks.
Yeah, and I compare favorably this situation to Jerry DiNardo. Now, Jerry was just coming in, but he had to get Kevin Falk. We know that, and he did. And Kevin, of course, is on the staff now and was an incredible 4-year All-American.
This is a lot. This would be like losing Warrick Dunn.
Warrick Dunn. Okay, that's an excellent parallel. The only difference is, well, no, it's a great parallel because that's the reason LSU lost Warrick Dunn to Florida State is because they wasn't very good at that time, Mike.
Exactly.
So,
and Florida State was a perennial power.
All right, so South Carolina has not received their letter of intent, or at least has not released this. Everybody's phone has been blowing up the last hour. Your prediction on how this thing, you know, I know everybody's got to be patient, but it's going to be LSU, Carolina, or is this another team involved as well?
Man, it's just, to me, it's just LSU and South Carolina. Like I said, I think the longer this goes on, the better it is for LSU. But at the same time, I mean, you got to think it would be a head scratcher to go through all this rigmarole and drama, and then he actually does sign with South Carolina at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know what the discussions are between Jordan Burch and his mom, but the mom absolutely runs that show.
And they have told LSU people at times now that they were coming here, but as we know, an incredible amount of pressure.
Well, and look,
to stay
either
home.
way, and just same thing with McKinley Jackson. The LSU coaching staff between Ed Orgeron
did everything they could.
They've worked their tails off for both those kids.
Hey, real quick, we want to just have a general overview and recap. And Mike, you know, 3 5-stars right now. Burch would add another, but obviously Eric Gilbert, the tight end, he'll be there in spring. Elias Ricks, the cornerback, who'll be there in spring. And Kayshon Boutte, who showed out and showed up. Rakeem Jarrett in the All-Star game. Those 3 5-stars are coming in. All of the Tiger fans excited about the potential of those 3 guys playing as true freshmen this upcoming season.
Yeah, this is regardless of what happens today, you got to look back at this class. It's one of the top 5 recruiting classes in the country, and so now they get the rest of February off because it's a dead period to recalibrate, get ready for March 2nd, first spring practice, and then hit the road hard for the class of 21.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the site, Mike, because you've also really interjected a bunch of basketball recruiting info in the last year. And not that we'll get into any names, but I saw all the write-ups, and this Cam Thomas, this shooting guard, this 5-star shooting guard, you watch LSU play, JP, man, what they would do to have a guy that could consistently hit the 3-ball on this year's team. But Will Wade continuing to load up for next year, Mike.
Yeah, in fact, I'm working on a basketball recruiting piece that I hope to have up here in the next handful of days. And now that football recruiting's going to be a little bit in the rear window for a short, brief time, we've got a backlog of 21 updates to post for football recruiting, but I want to get some basketball recruiting in there as well. And, of course, LSU basketball is at a fever pitch right now.
Hey, want to also let you talk about a real incredible feature that people are loving with your site, and that is you actually can get text updates from all of your staff at Tiger Bay. Talk a little bit about how that works.
Yeah, we send breaking news to your cell phone with a Tiger Bay Premium subscription. We're not hitting you with a bunch of spam. I only send out the big stuff, so you're not getting a bunch of texts. But if you're not able to, if you're in a meeting or you're somewhere out of pocket, our subscribers are loving the fact that they can get a text alert if there's some major breaking news. And that way they're not having to be tied to a computer if there's something they're looking forward to or something they're wanting to know. So that's a feature that our subscribers are absolutely loving.
Mike, I need to know before I let you go, who are you most looking forward to seeing in an LSU Tiger uniform? Is it the tight end Eric Gilbert? Is it Elias Ricks? Who are you most excited about?
Yeah, man, I'm sitting there watching the Super Bowl Sunday, and who am I most excited about seeing play on both sides of the ball with the tight ends?
Right.
I just always loved a tight end that can do some damage, and we saw that with Moss, and Gilbert's going to be the most highly touted tight end ever signed at LSU, and after we just saw from Thaddeus Moss in this offense, is Gilbert going to be the same and bigger? And so I'm probably looking forward to him the most.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, look, not to put pressure on this kid, but 6'5", 253, and he looks like a wide receiver. Right. He has so much potential. And how cool was that to see LSU finally utilize the tight end in the offense last year?
Yeah, we saw some glimpses of some great tight end play with Richard Dixon, and before that you had to go back to Robert Royal. But I like that it's now going to be a component where, your top, tweener, of course all these tight ends now are in the 235 range and athletes, and I like it.
Tell everybody about being all the perks of being a member over and a subscriber for TigerBait.com.
Yeah, that's it, TigerBait.com. We got loads of football recruiting stuff coming your way. Wrapping up 20, following Jordan Burch. Of course, what he might end up doing here. Basketball coverage. Baseball practice starts next baseball season starts next Friday. So it's going to be a busy spring at TigerBait.com, and recruiting is year-round, of course.
Thank you, Mike. Great job as always. And hey, chill out and enjoy the hoops tonight, but sit back in the lazy boy for a couple hours before you get back to work, my friend. You deserve a few hours off anyway.
I plan on it. Talk to you guys next week.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
And it's amazing, JP. We thought that Birch was going to be signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. And you can't put that CD or whatever you want to queue up. That song is not legit just yet. Breaking news that smoke and all kinds of craziness around the room with Jordan Burch, and we'll see how it ends up.
Certainly appreciate it. Mike Scarborough has done a great job all season with the football recruiting, but really recruiting across all sports. As you heard from him, he'll be doing a lot of baseball and basketball, so go ahead and check out TigerBait.com. Come back after this last break of the episode. We'll put a bow on it right here on Tiger's Roar. Come back and join us. I'm Jonathan Poche. He's the Budman, Buddy Sanji.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-383-8177, 800-383-8177.
Super E, we have a new client to sign. You need to fly out to meet them right away.
I'm on it. Up, anyway.
Okay, who closed these windows?
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
For Total Home Pest Control, who are you going to call?
Call the Bugman, 923-BUGS.
For total pest control for your home or business, call the original Salvant.
Call the Bugman today, 923-BUGS.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down.
Taste the feeling.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Hello. Hola. 你好.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. Here to put a bow on today's episode. February 5th, a Wednesday evening, LSU Hopes will take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. 8 o'clock tip-off. Coach Will Wade's team is a heavy favorite. Vanderbilt is 0-8 in the SEC. On the other hand, LSU 8-0, winners of 10 in a row with back-to-back 10-point victories. That'll be going on during Tigers Roar, but have no fear. If you missed Tigers Roar, you can check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. A great way to keep up with everything we do at the Pelican, including Glitter Gossip, Roger Kadar Show, Athletic Director Roman Banks, and the Overtime program for Southern University. That'll be taping here on a Wednesday as well. Here at Scoreboard, speaking of scoreboards, got to get a shot of this fantastic food. They just brought us out some crawfish that smells absolutely delicious, Bud Man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good stuff over here. Corn, potato, sausage, of course, the world famous. I guess you could say I can't have it because I can't have the sugar right now, but that bread pudding is unbelievable. By the time we join you next week, we'll know whether Jordan Burch signed with LSU. We'll know if LSU is still undefeated in basketball. Gymnastics on the road this week. Baseball starting a week from next Friday night. And once again, Southern with a great show coming up with Roman Banks and all his guests tonight.
That's right. Baseball squares off against Indiana at the Box on Friday, the 14th. Coach Mainieri is excited about this new season, this new roster, including one guy who we pretty much know now, Mo Hampton.
Yeah.
He played for the football team, safety. Coach Mainieri is very excited, loves the man's determination and work ethic. We want to check him out this season for the baseball team. Once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Tigers Roar. He's been Buddy Sanji. I've been Jonathan Poche. We appreciate you watching right here at Tigers Roar.